Sin is not just a mistake, it is a spiritual predator. It doesn't knock politely. It slithers in, disguises itself as desire, and it waits. It waits until you're tired, distracted, or wounded, and then it pounces. The Bible doesn't say to negotiate with sin. It doesn't say to manage it, but it says to flee, run, escape like your life depends on it, because it does. Romans 6:23 says that the wages of sin is death, not discomfort, not inconvenience, but death. James 1:15 warns us that sin, when it is full grown, it gives birth to death. It starts small with a simple thought, a little glance, a little compromise, but it grows. And when it's full grown, it kills. Joseph didn't stay to explain. He didn't flirt with the edge. He simply fled. Even when it cost him his reputation, even when it landed him in prison, because he knew that his integrity was worth more than his comfort. Sin is a liar. It promises pleasure, but it delivers pain later on. It whispers, just this once, but it never stops at just this once. It numbs your conscience, it distorts your identity, and, worst of all, it separates you from the presence of God. 1 Peter 5:8 says, "Be alert, your enemy the devil prowls like a roaring lion." Sin is a hunter. It hunts us. So how do we flee? Well, submit to God. James 4:7 says, "Submit yourself to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." You don't fight sin with your own willpower. You fight with surrender and surrendering to God. You walk by the Spirit. Galatians 5:16 says, "Walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." The Spirit gives you power to say no when your flesh is screaming yes. You must renew your mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." You just don't flee sin. You replace it with truth. Sin is not your friend. It's not our therapist. It's not an escape. It is our assassin. So we must flee. Flee like Joseph. Flee like our life depends on it, because it does. And when you flee, you don't just run from something. You run towards someone. You run towards holiness and healing, towards the arms of the Father who restores. We were not made to live in chains. We were made to walk in freedom. So flee and don't look back. Be blessed.